All right, in the key of E. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've got a good one for you. This is in E minor pentatonic, a scale that everybody knows. And I'm doing fives inside of it. Now, what does that mean? I've got a pattern that's 5 notes long, and then it loops in a different place, but it has this 5 thing to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Let me play the notes so it makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hear that? Anyway, that's the sort of thing. And let me show you the first 5 notes. D, E, and then we go up to the B, and that's a string skip. And for that, you can use your shoulder to kind of push your pick forward. Like that. All right, and then we're going to finish it by barring your third finger from E to D. Another string skip. So you got to quickly be able to do that. And again, that's the shoulder will really help you there. So I want you to watch up here. I'm not using the elbow. I'm not trying to do some impossible thumb extension. That's the thing. You might want to just loop that to get the technique together. And again, these are 16th notes, so your rhythmic grid is actually divisions of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. But inside that grid, you're laying in pieces that are 5 notes long. So every time it restarts, it's kind of at an unusual spot, which is one of the reasons why it sounds cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that's your first one. Now, once you got that, the rest of them are going to be so easy because they're the same. They're just using actually a more familiar shape of E minor pentatonic. The next one is this one. So you're going to look at this and go like, I know that one. It's E, G, and then you can do the same skip to the D string, D note. And then, now here's the technical thing is you're going to have to use these last 2 fingers. Or maybe not. You might be able to get the other ones if you want, but I use those 2. The pinky for the G and the third finger for the E. So, if you want a little left hand workout, that's a good one. And again, important to stomp this so you get the feel that it's both 16th notes and a 5-note phrase. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This is very much enabled and not tangled up because I'm not picking everything. That really is helpful to hammer on that second note. So I'm doing a downstroke and a hammer. I think everything else is picked. Yeah, so 4 out of 5 ain't bad. If your moral beliefs are that every note must be picked, then you won't be too disappointed. 4 out of 5 are picked. All right. Then the next one, I bet you guessed it already. It's in our familiar and very friendly square pattern. Ah, isn't that nice? This is easy to play. You only need 2 fingers. You play A and B. You go up to you do the string skip, that G, and then you do the bar with your third finger to play B and A. You can do that with your head, too. I'm just feeling the music. Excuse me. All right, so the next one. That one, I got to close my eyes. That sounds even better. Okay, this is, again, inside the very familiar pentatonic shape that you know. And I'm doing D, E, reaching up for the string skip to the B note. That's an upstroke, by the way. B. So down, up, down, up, down, up. That's going to get you over that G string without bumping into it by accident. That's important. You don't want string noise. Also, when you land on that note, and this is global. This is not just for this note, although it's probably more important here than other spots. Look at my first finger. It's doing more than one thing. It's playing the note, that's one thing, but the really important thing is it's touching the adjacent strings. So the E note there is muted, and the G note is muted. So even if I'm kind of, if I bump stuff, this has it all under control. It's one of the best habits you can get into, and if you go to my online school, like, I go crazy with teaching how to do that. So everything you play is just cleaned up globally, but this lick in particular, because it's got the strings kit, and there's potential for that G note ringing out. That's, if you don't have this habit, that's going to happen. Just cleans it up. The left hand mute and the upstroke are the things that are going to keep this really untangled and nice clean notes with no string noise. And then our end, we're back to those little fingers and D. Gotta stomp it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. The other advantage of the shoulder thing is that it allows me to keep a consistent angle with this hand, and I can mute as I go. So when I do this, they don't ring into each other because I can mute that D string on the way. When I can mute the D, and that's so you don't get that. I mean, it's just a little bit of ugliness, but I'd rather have no ugliness. That's the secret. So this is really useful, that shoulder thing. Right, we're almost done. The last one, it's kind of the same. It's just, you just move it down one string. Probably getting tired of hearing me talk, so I'm just going to let you figure that one out because it's the same thing. Put them all together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Could end there, but I decided to end it with a scale. E minor scale, but guess what? I left out the 6th. There's no 6th in there. And that's a little tricky to do because your hand has to get used to doing 3 notes on a string, 2 notes on a string. I wouldn't have liked that when I was a teenager. And then 3 again and 1. So you have to get used to it not being consistent physically to your hand. 3, 2, 3, and 1. And you got to make that even. That takes some practice. And making it smoother by putting in the occasional pull-off. That whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure, you give it some vibrato. That's the giant finger, all 4 fingers together as a team. You wouldn't want to give that much responsibility to the pinky by itself. That's not fair. But use all 4 fingers. All right, thank you so much for listening to me talk and talk and talk and talk. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed being at Sweetwater. They even let me wear my brand new yellow jumpsuit. It's the color of learning. All right, rock and roll!